Hello and welcome to another Mailwrite Workshop. I'm Adam Brown, co-founder, co-owner, and Jonathan who?
Denwood.
Jonathan Denwood. Thank you so much for joining us. We have an amazing program today for you, and we are going to talk about basically how to build your personal online brand in 2023. Now, your brand is probably one of the most important and foundational things you can do for all of your marketing across the board. And so we want to give you some strategies, some tips, some insight, and some good takeaways. We might actually even make this a two-part just so we can dig into each of the points a little bit more. So stay with us. Thanks for joining us. And let's get into this. You ready, Jonathan?
I certainly am.
All right. So the first thing is define your unique value add. So what's your why is kind of what I like to say.
Yeah, I think that's a great way of putting it, Adam. Kind of hammered away at this. Also, you want to join us on the Mailwrite podcast. We do a weekly podcast as well. I've got another host for that. But on these videos and in the podcast, we hammer away about finding your niche. Obviously, if you're starting out for the first year, maybe the first couple of years, whatever comes your way, you're going to have to take it as a customer, a client. But, you should be able, after about a year, 12 months, 18 months, have enough to experience in the industry to kind of identify what type of clients, what type of properties, what area that you like to cover. And that can be your niche. Finding your niche will help you then clarify what you're offering. You don't want to have to say, well, we offer great service. Every real estate agent in the US says they offer great service.
Yeah, that's status quo. You better, or you're not going to last in this industry.
No, you got to do a bit better than that. And but it's the great thing, folks. It's a face-to-face local service. If it wasn't that way, you wouldn't be able to compete now in 2023. It's the fundamental of that has kept you relevant, and for the foreseeable future, before we are replaced by the AI robots, Judgment Day. Before that happens, folks, I think a well-focused real estate agent's got some future.
Yeah. And so what makes you different? Those are things you want to try to highlight and stand out with. What's your target audience? What do people value in a realtor? Are you really listening to what they're sharing, what their needs are, what their felt needs are, and what their real needs are, even financially speaking, and what they can afford. So just stand out, define your unique value add, and just launch that into your brand. All right. How about the second one? Craft your visual brand identity. How do you do that?
Well, you're the kind of visual expert in this partnership. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, this can be down to things as simple but powerful still as your logo, your fonts, your colors. All those things help bring out emotions and things as people see these things online or on your marketing. They attract the eye. They can define a boldness about you, or a gentleness, or an excitement, depending on the colors you're using, what kind of text you're using, right? Let alone the content and stuff, which, I think we'll go into a little bit as well. But, are you doing professional photography and videography? Not everything, right? It's not like everything you post on social media. I mean, we have these computers that are walking around in our hands that are also amazing cameras and video cameras. So definitely take advantage of those, right? And so, what other things are you doing that can bring consistent branding and quality branding to your marketing, online or offline, right?
Yeah, I think for understandable reasons, this understanding tends to kind of be pigeonholed if you're just in the luxury market. You know, I say that if you're in Southern California and certain other parts of the country, everything's luxury now. But that's a different story. But yeah, it tends to be pigeonhole. Obviously, if you're dealing with more kind of average type properties, you haven't got the expenditure that you can spend on a luxury property. But that doesn't mean. Let's just get to the meat and potatoes of this. There's so many really crappy websites from real estate agents out there.
Yeah.
You know, especially if they're just utilising something that their broker has given them as part of their digital monthly fee that they're paying the brokerage. That's fine as just a kind of digital business card. But if you want that to generate any kind of leads or do anything to help you build your business, you're going to just have to up it a bit. And the great news is doing that has never been more easier at a cost that most people can afford. And we're more than happy. We offer a number of different options with our selection of templates, which we can either semi-custom or fully custom. It doesn't have to be ridiculously expensive. We normally can fit something into a budget that starts at $500. So it doesn't have to be ridiculously expensive to get something that's got some branding value to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we can pull in, the value add, what makes you different, your identity as far as your brand goes into those websites as well. So be sure to check that out. How do you find that, Jonathan?
You go to mel-right.com and you can see what we've got to offer.
Yeah.
We've got a great, easy to use CRM. We've got a great review platform that really can generate more reviews for you in the website. We've got a social media platform that can pump out social media. And also we provide IDX integration through our partner, IDX Broker. Yep. And we can provide a custom look, which you own the website. You're not leasing it. So I think
it's a big deal right there.
I think it's a great package.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, thanks for joining us today. We would love to have you give us a thumbs up, comment on this, let us know what you think, any tips, things that stand out, things that you've done that maybe you're okay to share with, because I know you're all competition to one degree or another. But let us know what you're thinking, other topic ideas, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you get all of our free video workshop notifications. So, all right, do we have time for one more?
I think we do, yeah.
Okay, so let's jump into the third one, which is developing an online presence, which you kind of touched on, but let's dig into it a tiny bit more.
Yeah, I think so. I think the main purpose of social media is to be seen, and we've touched this. It's got two elements to it. It's to be seen as your digital mayor. We've touched that in other videos, being the person that knows what's going on in your town, city, region, that knows what's going on. So you can utilise that, and by publicising other people's events in the community, people will feel warm and generous, and they're probably, they should publicise what you're up to, right?
Yeah.
The second thing is, you want to use the social media to drive people to your website. That is the main purpose, through, latest listings, area reports, state of the market, driving them to landing pages that offer lead magnets so they sign up, so they go onto your email list. This is the whole purpose of this whole thing. And as a real estate agent, you're not there. You got the digital mayor part, but you got to mix it up with stuff that drives people to your website, and then you got to have a website that can convert them into an email address. And people, it'd be like, I think, not starting off, but really, as soon as you can afford it, you've got to have a website with your own IDX, because
Yeah.
it'd be like going to a really restaurant and not having the menu on the restaurant website.
Yeah.
It's, that just won't work.
Yeah.
So when people are coming to your website, yeah, you got realtor.com, you got Zillow, but if they're coming to your website, they expect to be able to do searches on property. It's just a fact of life, isn't it, Adam?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you,
And
what do you,
true or false, would you say that a website is still like it's still like the hub for all of your marketing, right?
well, it bloody should be.
Yeah.
You'd be you can just have a Facebook. Look, are you going to build you only have to say one word out of line in 2023 and you're kicked off Facebook, you're kicked off Instagram, you're kicked off Twitter, you're kicked off
Yeah.
YouTube. They could ban you from YouTube. These are just platforms to promote you as the real estate agent and get them to your website and
Yeah.
get them on an email list. End of story, folks.
Yeah. And really kind of to go with what you said is those social platforms are basically free websites that they own that you just put all your branding on, right? And you communicate and you do things through them and you post things and put videos and photos on, but they own them. So like Jonathan
well,
said, those can disappear.
You're doing a Freudian deal. Now they've got the eyes, so you put content on there. So you're working for these platforms for free.
Yeah.
You're working. They're the ones that are making tons of money out of advertising. You're sweating yourself producing, but you do it because they've got an audience. But
Yeah.
you need to get that audience onto a property that you own. And then you've got to get them, and the website you can own, the email list you can own. These other platforms, you're just doing a deal with them because they've got the audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
End of story. That's how I'm seeing it. What do you reckon, Adam?
Yeah. 100%. 100% agree. Yep. So did you talk a little bit about the Google profile for people too, for their business?
Yeah, because that's
That's
the other thing, because your Google local business page is really important. You should claim it. We've got a lot of videos on the channel
Yeah, we do.
that discuss that. You need to claim that ASP. The good news, you'll be about 20 to 30% of agents that can be bothered, which is bonkers, but it's the truth. Claim it, and then that's another reason why you need a pretty active website, because Google will look at your website as a leading indicator of the activity you generate online about your subject, about selling property in a certain city area, and that really will also relate to Google showing your local business page when people do local searches using their smartphone, and that map pack comes up. You want to be in that map pack. Well, how does Google judge who's going to show? Well, it looks at your online presence, which should be your website.
I thought it was the best Instagram follower page.
No, they're not too. They're not. They tolerate Mark Zuckerberg, but they're not really the best of friends. Google and Meta.
Yeah, no, mortal enemies.
To say the least. I don't think Tim Cook has got a lot of time for Mark Zuckerberg either. No. And I definitely Elon. Elon wants to get into the ring with Mark.
I was gonna say, I can't wait to watch Elon and
I'll pay to watch that
in UFC.
But the thing is, I think Mark's younger and a lot fitter as well, don't you?
Yeah, but he's a little guy. I think Elon would take him. We'll see.
So.
We might have to put a little bet on it. All right, I think we are going to wrap up with those three. We have a few more that we will share with you in part 2, so stay tuned for that. And don't forget, check out mail-right.com for our plans. There's all different levels that you can do depending on what your budget is. We help with your website. It has an IDX integration, reviews, social media tools, and scheduling. a review tool like Jonathan mentioned, all these things that help, and it's built on WordPress. So it helps with your search engine optimization so that you can, pull up higher when people are searching for you. So anything else you want to share to wrap it up?
No, I think we've done a good job. We've given some tips, insights, haven't we? That's the purpose of these.
Yeah.
We don't want these videos being War and Peace. I know I can rabbit on, but we're trying to keep them mean and lean, aren't we?
That's right. All right. Well, until next time, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, comment on this, share it with your friends, your coworkers, colleagues, and also hit that subscribe button so you get our free workshop videos notifications. You know what I mean? It's almost Friday.
It's hot, isn't it? It's hot. And it's like, I'm hot.
Oh man, it's hot.
It's hot.
So yeah, thanks again.